I'm out, come out, wherever you are.
Hello and welcome to the March edition of the YoS Challenge podcast. I'm Jayce Stokes, and with me I have, as always, Mr. Darren Wright, D5120.
Hello.
And we have with us Mr. Terry Foxhounder. How you doing, mate?
I'm back again.
Yay! No Sai again. Apparently there was some horse DNA found in Sai, and he's been investigated along with the Tesco things. I don't know how the horse DNA got into his system, but you can make your own minds up on that one.
Yeah, apparently it's very cold up there where he lives, so...
You do what you can to keep warm.
He thought it was a tauntaun, but we'll leave it at that.
Okay, to start us off then, we will go over last month's Just Play It, which was, for all of us, Saints Row, I believe.
It was Saints Row the Third.
So, how did we get on? Darren?
I totally 1K'd it. I went through the entire thing in co-op with the missus, and then I spent about another 20 hours cleaning up and 1K'd it. Absolutely loved it.
Fair play. Terry, you were playing as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I'd already completed the storyline. I just had to do the DLC, but yeah... the main storyline itself was fantastic. So was the DLC. You need to play that. You need to finish that completely. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
Saints Row. But yeah, can't get enough of that game. But yes, completed it.
And you did the same, didn't you, Jayce?
Yeah, I played it as well, mate. I'd already got most of the way through the campaign in co-op with my good friend Mr. Magin Willie.
Yeah.
And we were waiting to get back on that. I'd lost my copy of the game. It was hidden away in one of my other boxes, which was very strange.
Okay.
And Willie had got rid of it, but we both got the game back. I found my copy, and we got back on it. We played the last few missions. Fantastic. Really got back into it. Had loads more fun. And yeah, I haven't 1K'd it, but I'm going to keep hold of it and just keep dipping in, I think, because it's one of those games you can go back and just do something stupid for half an hour, you know?
Yeah, of course it is. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Sai will obviously give his thoughts next month, assuming he's back. So I think we need to cover what we've been playing this month. Obviously, Saints Row the Third. I've got the DLC to do, but I will get back to those. Crisis. So I did something weird. I went from Saints Row the Third, 1K, just a very open world, silly game, and decided to go straight to Crisis, which... I fired up my save game. I was hidden down there in a bush, and I was like, what the hell's going on? So I went running down this road and just got took out. And I thought, hang on. I'm no longer invincible. I've no longer got a rocket launcher. So I'll go back to that. I think I need a palette cleanser before I get back into something that strategic. Started playing Red Dead Redemption, which was my game for this month, and absolutely loving that. It is kind of slow paced, but I find it such a refreshing game. It's so nice. I've then, again, for some reason, I decided to pick up the Rock Band guitar and decided to start playing through Guitar Hero Metallica. So I'm about a quarter of the way through that, and just put maybe 4 or 5 hours into Lego Rock Band because I'm on the last vehicle on that, just to get it finished off and get it off the pile. Had a little play on the DS, so played the first world of Super Mario 3D Land, which on the 3DS is brilliant. It's the first Mario game that I played on the 3DS, and it works really well. I mean, granted, a Nintendo game working really well on their 3DS. No shit, Sherlock, but it is really
title
good.
Game for the release of the thing.
Yeah, played a little bit more Picross. And I guess I've been spending most of my throne gaming or my spare time playing the Real Racing 3 on the iPhone. And I think for a free game, that is very bloody good.
It is good, mate. But there was a lot of comments made about the microtransactions in there and stuff like that. But really, I haven't seen much of those, to be honest with you. And I'm really enjoying that as well on the iPad. And
yeah,
it's one of those. Again, you can dip back in and out of it, and yeah, it's really looks really pretty. And I've talked about it on the console ninjas anyway, mate. So I'm not going to harp on anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. But cracking game. And to be honest, now the leaderboards are starting to get more and more people. That the time lapse multiplayer, it works really, really well, I think.
I think everyone.
Yeah, I must go on and beat some of your scores, actually.
Thanks. Terry, what have you been playing?
Right, well, to start off, I basically traded in a bunch of games and bought myself some Tomb Raider. Bought myself the Survival Edition, the Special Edition version. That's the first game that you need to put on your rental list when you are able to start playing games again. It's fantastic.
To be honest, I played it at Eurogamer, and I played it for about 5 minutes and put the control down, stood up and walked away because I was enjoying it that much.
Head down, shame, walk away.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, so I know what it's like.
Yeah, imagine a really gritty Tomb Raider, back to basics, but kind of in an Arkham Asylum style, like you've got to pick up gadgets later on, but in this case it's like new weapons, new abilities, that sort of stuff. It's got XP in there, so you actually leveling her up, and the storyline is good, but it gets a little bit contrived at times. But then again, Tomb Raider T-Rex is, kind of, what you're going into.
Yeah, of course.
When you're going into a Tomb Raider game, but it sets the story up really well as to leading up to how she becomes, the Lara that we know. But it's a fantastic game. I haven't touched the multiplayer as of yet. I've just been focusing on the storyline and finding every little bit and piece, all the collectibles and all that stuff. But I've 100%ed that now. Crisis 2, not hearing a lot of good things about Crisis 3, but not that I can play it anyway, but was going back into Crisis 2, trying to clear it out a little bit more. It gets a little bit boring. It looks beautiful, but it just kind of wanes on me. I play it for 10 minutes and be like, turn it off.
Nice.
Shrug at the screen, turn it off. Deadly Premonition, which was my chosen game of the month. I played the first chapter of it, and that game is fucking weird. It was so weird. I don't honestly know where to start with it. You play as a guy called Francis York Morgan going through killing weird Joker-looking zombie things that kind of float out the ground. I have no idea. I just spend most of my time shooting people. I had a frigging clue. On the iPad, I found this one on Twitter. It's a game called The Silent Age, which is a free point-and-click adventure. I believe it's for iPhone, iPod, as well as iPad. You basically play as a janitor who has been given the ability to go back in time and into the future, 30 years into the future, and he's solving this mystery of who we found this time-traveling device off of, this guy that died. And it's only the first chapter of the game, which is obviously why it's free, but I believe they're releasing more and more later on down the line, which is paid. But I'd definitely recommend it for free. You can't complain. I know that you just mentioned about Picross for 3DS. There is a free Picross game for the iPad.
Oh, wow.
iPad Cross.
Okay.
Which
See what they've done there.
Yeah.
Clever marketing, that,
Yeah, it's free. You can't complain, but it goes up to like 20 by 20 or 25 by 25. Some of those fucking puzzles are killer, so my brain just kind of fried. But I kind of play that once every so often. And like I say, that Real Racing Free, I gave it a couple kind of races. I just kept on drifting and bumping into people, so I think they hated me. So I kind of quickly stopped playing that game. I would probably pick it up later on just to try and beat people's scores. But apart from that, it's been about it, really. There's not really been much else.
Cool. Jayce?
I fired up Nier, which was my chosen game of last month, as we know. I played a couple of hours of it, probably maybe 3 hours of it. With it being the kind of game it is, that didn't really crack the ice at all with it. So I didn't play any more hours into that, unfortunately. I haven't really had the time or the inclination to do so.
Yeah.
I've been tied up once again with Minecraft. I think I only need one game in my life.
Minecraft.
I think when I get my new PC and I've got the latest version of Minecraft that only came out today.
It did, yeah.
I'm going to be in big trouble. I can't see me playing any other games. But then I'll need to sell them other games to pay for my laptop. So anyway, I digress. Other things I've been playing off my list. Borderlands 2 co-op. I've been going back into that with my good mate Majin Willie again.
Yep.
Doing our co-op thing. And we're ploughing our way through it. There's loads and loads to it. Certainly the latest area we've got to is just vast. So I can't see that getting finished any time in the next year or two.
Yeah.
Especially the amount of time we have to play co-op. one night a week isn't really ideal for a game like that. But never mind, we still crack on with that. I tried to go back and play Assassin's Creed, the first one. I'm not too far from the end of it, I believe. And I thought, yeah, I'll put it on. I've got a spare hour or two. I'll go and do a couple of assassinations, whatever. I went onto it, and could I remember the controls for fighting? Could I? Shit. So I got in a few fights. I got killed 8 times in a row because I couldn't remember how to do the parry and the blocking and stuff like that. So I turned it off, rage quit, and it's gone back on the shelf. Till next time. Other than that, I have finally got the last achievement on Minecraft while I was doing my playing around with it. So that's another game that I can kind of say I've completed, but I'll still keep playing it anyway.
Yeah, of course.
And the other thing I've 100%ed is Burnout Crash, that was on my list as well. So that's a class 5 for me with 1 achievement left to go, which requires help from other people, which is just never going to happen.
Okay, cool.
But that's it. Not a great deal. Loads of iPad stuff and that as usual, but I've got my own show to talk about that, so I don't need to talk about it here, obviously.
Yeah, you need as much content as you can get.
I know, yeah. My little excuse I'm going to put out is I have started my new job in the last couple of weeks, so that's taken up a lot of my time, both mentally and actual doing stuff for work. So
yeah, sure.
Hopefully I can get a new routine going shortly and get a bit more gaming time, but it's never going to happen realistically. You know how it works with me.
Yeah. So I guess what we've picked up now. Normally, this would be the section where we just listen to side talk for half an hour. Now,
no review copies.
I know.
Anyone?
Yeah, maybe more about. Oh yeah, and there again, all he's going to talk about when he comes back is bloody Candy Crush Saga. Looking at Raptor, I think he's clocked nearly 35 hours on that. And he's still got obviously a month to go before he's back on. I bet he hits 100 hours before he's back on.
So what you're telling me is the next podcast is going to be about 2.5 hours long?
Yes. Well, I think we just get episode 8 just recorded by Si. We'll just phone it in.
Yeah,
one-man show.
Yeah. I haven't picked any up as such, but I have exchanged... I took the opportunity of the Xbox sale that's recently been on to exchange some of my games that I'm never going to get rid of because I've got all the DLC and I really enjoy them, and just exchange them for digital copies. So I exchanged Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo Wars, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare World at War, Red Dead Redemption, Batman Arkham City, and Portal 2. So I did that for both me and our lass. So they're now sat on the hard drive, and all the rest have gone on Fleabay. So the way I'm thinking it, even if I pull back a $5 on each one of them, I paid for all the games out of the PayPal fund anyway, so I haven't paid any hard cash out for them. And it's just nice to have all that shelf space.
Sweet, fair play.
Jayce, you've been spending some Microsoft
I've only
points.
picked up one this time round. I had some extra points because you remember they gave out some points not long ago. I think I don't know what it was for. I think it was one of these try Netflix or whatever, and you get 100 points and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'd built up a few points. So I decided to splash out a massive 400 points on Capcom Arcade Cabinet, which is a bit of a retro fest, you know,
Okay.
some old Capcom retro games on there to play. And yeah, it's 400 points. It was nothing really, and I haven't regretted it. So I shall crack on with some of those. And the best thing about that Capcom Arcade is you can do online co-op on old retro games.
Oh,
which
wow.
is fantastic. So I need to, if anybody else is getting that, shout me up and let's do some 1942.
Nice. Terry, have you picked anything up?
Yeah, did the same thing as you. What you was just saying, taking advantage of some of the sales on there, like you said, using the PayPal account. I got Batman Arkham Asylum, Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and Peace Walker, and Tomb Raider Anniversary. Forgot how rough that game is. And then yesterday I picked up Deus Ex Human Revolution, which is going for $8.99 at the moment.
Yeah.
I had some spare points, so I got the DLC for it, the Missing Link.
Yes.
So I got that as well. So that's currently downloading, ready for me to enjoy. But other than that, no, not really.
Fantastic. So I guess this section, what have we missed? I think it's quite clear that I've missed Tomb Raider. That was a game that I really look forward to. And
I can tell you it's pretty good.
yeah, thanks. Kick a man while he's down, why don't you? I did miss out. Halo 4 came down in the sale down to $24.99. Now, I know it's cheaper in the shops, but I'm all about the digital copies now. So I kind of miss not picking that up. Cave, I think that came down to like £2.50 on Steam. And that just looks a very interesting game. And I'd like to get my hands on that. But to be honest, I wrote those notes about 2 weeks ago. And old me would have just instantly bought that. Now I'm thinking, well, okay, it's been and gone.
Ignore it for a while and it goes away.
Yeah, exactly. I downloaded the demo of Monster Hunter 3 Ultima. Now, never tried it before, and if there's any game that needs a Circle Pad Pro, that is the game.
All right.
Basically,
Jesus Christ.
you kind of you're kind of running around with the left thumbstick, but then you press in the screen for the right thumb pad, if that makes sense, and it just didn't work. So if I do get a Circle Pad Pro in September, then maybe I'll go back to it and have a look at it, because it did look absolutely gorgeous for a 3DS game and worked really well. StarCraft 3 Heart of the Swarm, that came out this week, and I'm like, I played the shit out of the first game, and just knowing that I can't play that for 6 months is kind of annoying. SimCity, granted it's had all its issues, but I've been looking forward to the SimCity game for a while now, and I think the work that they've done to it, it does look kind of awesome, and it's one of those games that you just start playing and that's it, you've lost half an hour of your life, or I should say half of it.
Half of your life.
Yeah, half of your life, yeah.
Is it bad to say that I've never played SimCity or StarCraft?
Oh.
I'd say that was a yes then.
And we continue here with two hosts. Yeah, I mean, they're both classic games. Both, well, you'll have to play one. You can probably pick up SimCity for free, probably, in some kind of free service, maybe. I'm sure I've seen it.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
The new one, it wouldn't surprise me.
On not SimCity 4, but the older ones where everything started. I'm surprised it's not emulated now.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is, man.
I'll find
I'm
a
sure it's
legitimate
out there.
copy of it.
Yeah, and then just finally, God of War Ascension's out this week, and really love the God of War games. But I guess I'll just have to wait.
Tough.
Yeah.
You did this to yourself.
I know.
Yeah, I think my idea is what we miss is just all these sales that are going on. It looks like Xbox are trying to catch up with the PS Plus and put out a few deals and that, and the monthly deals have been a lot better in the last couple of months. But I've resisted so far, and I'll continue to keep resisting because I've got still 5 billion games to play.
Yeah, exactly. Well, as I said, I haven't picked up anything new. I've just replaced them for digital. So I was very tempted to drop on quite a few of those, but I just thought, nope. And
that's not so bad. At least you are getting to have that thrill of buying something.
To be honest, it was really nice. Like, because you'll probably notice I was updating the Midlife Gamer thing, because I was first thing I was doing, I was waking up, I was checking the site and saying, right, oh brilliant, that's on offer, I can exchange that, and it felt all good again. Terry, have you missed anything?
Not really, no. Tomb Raider.
No, because he's got Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a valid
Did I
point.
mention I've got Tomb Raider? Yeah, nothing really. There's Bioshock Infinite. That's coming out towards the end of the month. That's going to be a bit painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm undecided on that.
No?
Yeah, but I never even finished the first one, so.
Oh, right, okay. Just me then.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I guess thoughts and feelings. A couple of things coming out. There's, well, as the community, I think everybody enjoyed the Walking Dead series, and Season 2 The Walking Dead comes out, I believe, at the end of the year, but there are talks of having a 1.5 out, so almost like a little middle ground. I really hope that's after September, because I did the final episode with most of the community, pretty much live, and just to share that experience of everybody taking their own paths and everything and discussing it afterwards, that was quite a good experience. And I think I'd be annoyed if I missed out with it with 1.5 or whatever they're going to call it. This kind of segue between the two.
I've not actually finished Walking Dead. I've not even finished
I've
episode
not actually
1.
started Walking
I
Dead.
was going to say I've not even finished episode 1 yet.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
They're definitely worth doing. I mean, it's about 12 hours in total, so you got about 2 hours a chapter-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But they are very
I've
good.
got the first one on iPad, so I will play it.
Yeah.
Well,
one day.
I think after you and me were talking and you said that you kind of felt meh at the end of it, what was the reason that you gave me again? Because Human Centipede 1 and 2 It just kind of, what was it again? It just kind of prepared you for it. It just wasn't as bad as.
No,
and then you made me watch them, so I had to share the pain. And now I've just become numb to everything now. So I just see it as though it's going to be a wasted fucking opportunity.
No, don't get me wrong. It's a very good game. Is The Walking Dead? I think because I don't have children, there's depending on how you play the game, there is a scene towards the end with a child.
Spoiler alert.
So I think if you've got kids, then it really pulls on the heartstrings. For me, I was like,
What if I had
Is
a
it
cat?
Zombie Jimmy Savile?
That's exactly what it is.
Now then.
Like yourself, Jayce, you mentioned earlier the Xbox Live sales. Yeah, kind of missing out on those. But I mean, as you said, they are trying to catch up with PS Plus. They've currently, as we're recording this, they've got GTA 4, Sleeping Dogs, Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, Underworld, Kane and Lynch 2, Supreme Commander, Mini Ninjas, and Dungeon Siege 3, all at $8.99, which is not a bad price at all.
Certainly for Sleeping Dogs, it was like back end of last year release.
Absolutely.
That was really tempting for me. Really, really tempting.
Yeah.
Did PS Plus have Sleeping Dogs for free?
It did, yeah.
Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Big PS4 announcement. I know you did a show on it, Jayce, on your Console Ninjas, didn't you?
Yeah.
Looking forward to the PS4, but it has, when we get to the Just Play It votes, I've now switched around my decisioning on that based on the PS3 decision. Or I should say the PS4 decision. XCOM, Enemy Unknown. It's a game I've been looking forward to, but it's also coming out for the Mac, which makes me think, oh, bollocks. I had a good excuse not to be playing it, but playing a game like that, I think you kind of need a Mac, a PC or a Mac for that. I'm not sure how well it'd work on the control, if you know what I mean. But and then Vita price drop.
Yeah, that's the one I threw in there.
Yeah.
Vita has had a price drop in Japan and also now in the US. Price drop's imminent, so it's looking ever likely that there's going to be some sort of price drop. It's not going to be as much in the UK. They never drop as much, but
No.
I've always liked the Vita for what it is. It's obviously the best handheld that's ever been released.
Yeah.
And if it comes down in price, and all the talk about PS4s obviously hyped me up for that as well, the way they're using the Vita and the PS4 together. So I'd be really, really struggling if it came down in price enough. You know, I've looked at a few second-hand ones and that in game, and I'm like, oh, I really like it, but I wouldn't be able to buy games for it. And I don't know. I just want one. I want everything.
Yeah, I mean, they are decent pieces of kit, but I think if the price...
You got one, haven't you?
Yeah.
I might need to borrow yours for a while. That might
Oh.
it might stop me wanting it so much.
Thank you very
Get
much.
to have a play for a little bit.
Yeah, it's a cracking piece of kit. I think there needs to be some decent games coming out for it. The next Killzone looks interesting. Just as long as they don't do too much of making you use the touchscreen. Because that's the only thing that puts me off playing some of the games on it. Where it's just like, we know you've got front and rear touchscreens, so we're going to make you use them. And it's just like, I just give me the thumbsticks. That's all I want to press.
Yeah.
So onto the Just Play It vote. I did say last episode that I was going to do the RPG games, but I've decided that I've got so few PS3 games left that I'm just going to get through those, and I'm going to continue playing Red Dead Redemption for another month. However, some of the games that I've got on the PS3, which I'd like to just get off there, so I can take a break from Red Dead, is Dead Nation, which I've not even started. There's Wipeout HD, which I think I did the first league. Resistance 2, never even started. Midnight Club LA, probably put about 10 hours in. And Little Big Planet, which I've still got to do the last fucking map. Every time I try it, I just end up rage quitting. So yeah, if you can pick one of those, that'd be brilliant. As I said, I'll continue playing Red Dead Redemption for this month and next month, but I'll squeeze one of these games in as well. Jayce, you've got quite a choice there.
I have, because Nier was chosen last month and it's a massive game and I really want to play it, I've decided that my choice is going to be Nier ×5. So, yes, I should be continuing with Nier this month, hopefully trying to put some more hours into it. It's not worth asking people to choose me a game, mate, because generally, as we've seen a little pattern, I don't get to play them. So I shall attempt to play Nier and save your voting fingers.
Cool. Terry?
In celebration of the PS4 being announced and the fact that mine is gathering dust, on my PS3 at least, I'm kind of going to go down the PS3 route. So we're looking at either Eco or Ico and Shadow of the Colossus,
Okay.
Dark Stalkers, Alpha Protocol, which, or Sly Cooper HD.
Okay, cool. What we've got on here as well is what Sai wants us to read out for him. But we're going to mix it up a little bit. Instead of letting everybody out there pick one for him, as he's not on the show, we've decided we're going to pick for him. Now, it gives the option of... He's having a movie month. And he's picked Back to the Future, episodes 1 to 4, which is a little bit strange because it's 5 episodes. Ghostbusters, Conan, Surf's Up, and Aragon's Quest. Now, the consensus is, Sai, for April, you will be playing Surf's Up. Enjoy. So the Yoshi, the Year of Shame host interrogation. We've had a few things in.
Yeah, we've got questions from Weehas, who is our regular contributor of questions.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a theme with the questions this time round. What actually happened to Sai? Is he dead?
Sai has put in there that he will answer next month, assuming he's back.
And also, she's asked, how come Sai isn't doing the Just Play It vote? Not being on the show is little excuse. So that's fair enough. And as you have already heard, we've added Sai's Just Play It vote back into the show this month.
We have indeed. We got a few on Twitter. Stevie B, which made me laugh, he says, still enjoying the podcast, can't wait for season 2. Who's staying? I don't even think you're that hardcore, are you? No. To be honest, when we first started this, I was like, yeah, I could last this for a couple of years, but after the PS4 announcement and the assumed future announcement of the Xbox, there is no way I'm missing out on those bad boys.
It's just a sign
You don't
of
need
things to
Watch
come.
Dogs, mate. You don't need Watch Dogs. Nobody needs that.
Everyone needs Watch Dogs.
Shut up, man. ADHD has said he's got 31 quid in his top cashback funds. Is he allowed to use it for games?
He is allowed to use it for games only if he buys me Tomb Raider.
No, but in all seriousness, I set the bar pretty high with the rules, and it's no cold hard cash for games. If it's in your top cashback funds, that means you haven't actually paid any money into that, and you just earned that by doing the click-throughs. So yeah, feel free, go and use that. I mean, Terry did that. He traded in the games to get Tomb Raider.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, everybody's got their own rules, wherever you feel comfortable with. But if you've been quite strict with yourself and you've got that 31 quid, go nuts.
Yeah, I've built up, because I bought a new Xbox and that, I've got I think 17 or £17.5 in my game account at the moment, and I keep looking in there thinking, I might be able to find something for 15 quid, but I've resisted so far, but I think it's going to happen at some point.
Just wait until Tomb Raider drops price.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. And we got one in from Cy Stevens.
Who?
Is that host we used to have, remember?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It says exchanging physical for digital is allowed, but what is involved changing formats? Now, I think this is a bit weird because, let's say, for example, I've played Burnout Paradise on the PS3 and I've pretty much beat it. If I then went and bought that for the Xbox, that's buying a new game, I think.
Technically, it's not.
Well,
I would have thought so.
No, but you've already played through it on one format. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're still playing the same game. It's just that you're able to get achievements or trophies on a different console.
Interesting.
Yeah. I would just regard it as you buying the exact same game. It's just that you're claiming more achievements. I wouldn't have thought that. I don't know. That's my thought anyway. I guess it could be okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Jayce?
Yeah, my thought is basically why? If you've got a game for a format, why do you then need to go and get it for another one? I don't understand. Play the game on the format you've got, and then get rid.
To be fair,
it would be my ideal thing for doing it. I don't know, mate. I don't buy anything from my other format, so I'm out, mate.
Yeah, understood.
To be fair, I've got Deus Ex on, I think, about 5 different platforms.
Fair enough.
I don't know why, but it just happened that way.
Okay. We have this month had some iTunes reviews. Unfortunately, nobody's put the name to any, but we have had a couple of 5-star reviews. Thank you very much for those. And somebody's given a 2-star. Fair enough. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. If you don't like it, you don't like it. No worries.
I'm blaming Si though.
Yeah, we all think it's Si because he's not being on and he's sulking. Si, stop giving us 2s, will you? Yeah.
It's probably him voting me down.
You'll get a comment from Mr. Nobody. It was a lot better when Si used to be on.
Who's that shitty new host you've got in? You shit, get Si back.
Brilliant. So I think that's it, just to wrap up for this episode, actually. If you want to find us on Twitter, it's at YoS Challenge.
Personal Twitters, you can get me at Jayce Stokes. If you want to speak to Si, you can get him at Si Stevens. Darren is at D5120 and Terry is at Foxhounder01.
Yeah. Gamer tags are same as they always have been. We'll put them in the show notes.
If you want to find us, just ask us on Twitter. It's probably easier.
Yeah, of course. They'll all go in the show notes anyway. If you do want to send us an email, if 140 characters isn't enough, it's yoschallenge@gmail.com.
That's it. Before we go, though, just to say, we're at the halfway point. We're
Woo!
show number 7 out of 13. The Eurogamer tickets for next year for this year have been purchased.
They
I
have
believe,
indeed,
by most
yes.
of us at least. So the end is in sight, boys. We're getting there.
Yeah,
My
absolutely.
very first Eurogamer.
Oh,
I can't
it's gonna be
wait.
amazing.
I'm not sure my liver can handle it, but I'll get some practice in.
I'm not prepared for that. I've got to be honest with you. I'm just prepared for the games. Whatever comes afterwards, I'll probably end up forgetting anyway. In a drunken
Well,
stupor.
I think my mission this time is to stop you drinking so much on the Thursday, Daz, so you can actually enjoy the thing. And,
So don't spend all Friday in bed ignoring
pretty
the
much.
cleaner brain on the door.
You were doing it wrong last year.
I did, yeah.
But yeah, loads more community stuff and loads more social stuff this time for me.
Yeah, too right.
That's it then.
Yep.
So yeah, bye.
Bye.